All right, we have to get to work and start answering the phone calls today. And I'm going to tell you one big reason that you do not have the money you should have, that you're just not answering your phones very well. And you never have, and you never will. And you've got to get over this uh, thing that's been holding you back. You've been in a position all these years that you couldn't afford to hire someone to answer your phones. Now, I'm talking to you, electrician. I'm talking to you, solo plumber or small plumbing group. You hire a receptionist, it's going to cost you $3,000 a month easily. And then half the time, true story, I had one the other day that got fired. I had a contractor that fired his receptionist the other day because they finally figured out she wasn't answering half of the phone calls. I mean, they had her in a perfect office, perfect computers, great situation, but she was there by herself. And so she was very easily distracted, didn't handle the calls correctly, and they lost thousands of dollars in business. And that stuff starts piling up, and it has a ripple effect to where it's more than just a linear loss of business, it's a compounding loss of business. So I'm going to leave this up here for a minute. I'll put it down in the attachments, but there's an invisible revenue gap. You're missing it. You underestimate the cost of a missed call or even a mishandled call. This area of instant gratification that affects your callers too, the people that want your business, that want you to install window blinds. In a minute, we're going to play two calls that I recorded just this morning. This is where the technology's gone. And if you're not taking advantage of it for, say, hundreds of dollars a month, you're just crazy. But I'll play the two phone calls to illustrate what I'm talking about in a minute. I do handcrafted agents, and I use the most expensive, up to date AI possible. When you go through some of these other companies where you just check off boxes and fill in a few blanks and hit enter, kind of a self service setup, an AI person, uh, you're not going to be happy with it in the long haul, and you're also not going to get the most out of the data that it generates. And if you hang out with me very long, and I hope you'll like and subscribe to this video, I'm Bob Rutledge. I've been doing pay-per-click marketing for over 25 years. Um, I have decades of listening to phone calls, so I know what I'm talking about here. The economics of the middle ground. Let's see what this is going to say. You can no longer choose. You don't have to choose between $3,000 a month human answering service, 3,000 nothing. I've heard they cost 2,000 just for the weekend. That makes mistakes. You make mistakes. You're driving down the road, the phone rings, your hands are full, and you don't get all the information you need. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute when we play these two phone calls, because they collect all the information before they transfer the phone call to you. And that way, if it goes to your voicemail, you still get a text message immediately of what the person was calling about. You get a call recording, you get a summary, but don't let me get ahead of myself here. I provide a white glove, high end service without charging the white glove high end service. Why can I do that? I don't need but a few dozen clients per month to do really well. And I do a lot of services, not just AI receptionists. I do pay per click, design websites, build CRMs. I'm kind of like your marketing manager. And so let's get into the crux of what I was wanting to cover here today. Okay, now I'm going to play two audio recordings of phone calls that I recorded just this morning. When I set up your phone answering receptionist, like I said, I use the best of breed in every resource. And that's why this is going to, I'm not bragging, this is going to sound great. So let me hit the start button again.
Thank you for calling Blinds by Design, serving Portland and surrounding Maine communities. This is Gracie. How can I help you?
Oh, hey, I need to get some window coverings for my new home.
Would you mind if I get a little information before I forward the call to Mr. McInnes?
No, that'll be fine.
Great. May I have your name?
It's Bob Rutledge.
Thanks, Bob. What type of window treatments are you interested in? Blinds, shades, shutters, or something else?
I want those. I guess they're shades. They're the Roman sailor type shades. Something that'll do a blackout so that I can get some comfortable sleep when the sun comes up.
Got it. Roman shades with blackout. What's the project address? Full address or at least the city town?
It's 127 South Main Street, and that's in Portland.
Thank you. What's your time frame for getting this done?
Well, I'd like to get an estimate as quick as possible, but I'd also like to have the job done before spring.
Understood. What's the best email for follow-up and scheduling?
Bob at thisisgracie.com.
Thanks. Is the number you're calling from the best number for our consultant to reach you, or is there another number you prefer?
Call me back on my home phone number. That is 251 7337.
Thank you for calling Blinds by Design, Bob. I'll send your project details to Philip via text and email right away, and I'm going to transfer you to him now. If it goes to voicemail, he'll still have your information, and we'll call you back promptly. Thanks,
Cool.
Bob. I tried to transfer you to Philip McInnes, but it didn't go through on my end. Would you like me to try the transfer again?
No. All right, so I ended the call there because in this mode, it won't make the true transfer. But in real life, it would have transferred it to him. However, 90% of the time, my clients still don't answer that call. But they will get all of this information immediately. I send it to them as a text, I send it to them as an email, and if they have Gmail, I send it to them as a chat. So they're receiving what products were discussed, email addresses, the address, the name of the caller. All of this data automatically fills into their CRMs too. So one of the reasons why you don't use a CRM is you've got to go in there and do this data entry. And so you're writing down notes and then you're transferring notes. And it's like, I ain't got time for this crap. The other beauty of what this does is it sends a summary of the call and it sends the entire call, not only as a recording, but as a transcript. I mean, I don't know how you beat it. And if you're having other people follow up, so like, what if this called, if you're a plumber, and you don't have time to answer the phone, you're in the middle of a job talking to another client, you don't have to worry, was the call answered correctly? Now let's play another one that I think you're going to be very happy with. This particular client also, they get phone calls from people that just either want to talk to him, they already know who they're calling, and so they will interrupt the person, the AI answering the phone, say, "Can I speak to Philip?" Another thing that they, in this particular case, that they're calling about is they're trying to make a delivery to the business. So either way, it's going to work. It's going to work the same way. If somebody calls up their existing customer, I'm in the middle of a project with Philip. Let me talk to Philip. It will stop the data gathering for the most part, and then just forward the call. It will gather a little bit of information, because what if you don't catch the call? Okay, it's going to come to you, and you don't have to. Here's the beauty. So it comes to you as a text message. It comes to you as an email. Now you don't have. You can read the summary real quick, and you've got their phone number. You just call them back. You don't have to go in there and play all your voicemails. You know, you don't have to skip through 3 other voicemails to finally get to the one that the guy just left you. So here's what I'm talking about. Let's listen to this one.
Thank you for calling Blinds by Design, serving Portland and surrounding Maine communities. This is Gracie. How can I help you?
Hey, I have a delivery. Can I talk to the owner so I can find out when to show up?
Would you mind if I get a little information first before I transfer you to our office manager? What's your name?
It's Tom Smith.
Thanks, Tom. What's the best phone number to reach you if we get disconnected?
It's 251 7337.
Got it. What's the delivery or order concern you're calling about?
It's a group of blinds and shutters.
Thank you, Tom. I will transfer you to the office manager now. If he doesn't answer, you can leave a message or not, as I will be texting him every detail you just shared with me. Thanks, Tom. I'm not able to.
All right, so she wasn't able to forward it again because this is a mock-up. It's if they called in on the real phone line, it would have forwarded to him. It would either hit his voicemail because he wasn't able to answer the phone or whatever. But he's immediately, even by now, boom, he got this information via all the sources I've already quoted 2 or 3 times. All right, so that was pretty amazing, wasn't it? I mean, I don't know what else you can ask for when it comes to this. AI is leveling the playing field between you and the guys that bought these big heating and air conditioning and plumbing businesses with venture capital and 48 trucks on the road. You can answer the phones as good or better than they do. You can communicate with your future customers as good as they do, maybe even better, because it's going to be the real plumber that's going to call them back if you have to call them back. And you will be armed with all the information so they're not having to give it to you over and over. All right. So it just speeds up the process, makes you look more professional, and you will close more deals again. And if you don't embrace AI, good luck. It's not going to work out well for you.